Okay, believe we are live. Okay, let me just make sure. Instagram does not seem to be working still for live, so a lot of the times we get a lot of the kids on Instagram, and I like to bring them on and ask questions, but unfortunately, Instagram Live does not seem to be working. So I will I'll send some stories in there and try some different experiments there. Let me just click on this so I can make sure if we do get questions or comments. How you doing, guys? I'm going to do, we miss you guys. Can't wait to be back on the ice with you guys again. Of course, I'm doing a series of short lives this week, probably a little bit into next week, and then we'll get some more guests on and things and do some specific topics. Again, if you have topics and things that you want to see or guests that you want to see, let us know in the comments, and we'll work on that and getting you answers and getting those done. But I want to follow up with the series I'm doing about the secret sauce, what I'm calling the secret sauce to becoming elite. And again, this is not about your physical skills and abilities. It's about what's in between your ears and what's in your heart and how you show up as a player, which really lends to everything that you do as far as your growth and your development and your performance, really. Once you get to a certain level, of course, you need your skills and abilities to be at a very high level. But once you get to a certain level, a lot of people have skills and abilities and are strong and are fast and can do things. A lot of it comes down, you've heard that kind of funny quote, the game, what is it, 100% of the game is 90% mental. I think it's the Yogi Berra. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but a lot of the game comes down to how you show up and how you react. So we talk about some of the virtues that you want to show up with when you show up to not just your games, but your training, or even how you start your day or how you end your day. The first two I talked about, number one was inspiration, thinking about it and even reflecting and writing down what inspires you. What is your why? Why do you play this game? Why do you love hockey? Why do you want to be great? Why do you want to be elite? Again, this series is for people who want to be elite. They want to be the best they can be, and being connecting with why. Why did that start? What's your inspiration? And bringing that to every time you train and every time you show up. Imagine a player that shows up inspired every time they train. They want to work and they want to go to put in the effort, not because they're afraid, because they should or they have to, but because they're inspired to do so. Number two was all about was all about faith, having faith and hope in yourself, faith and belief that you can be something great, faith that you can be as good at something as you want to be, faith that you're moving towards something better, even when things aren't happening so well, when you went through adversity. And we talked about some exercises you could do to work on putting faith in what you want, to visualize yourself at night before bed. Visualize before games, before training, or in the morning. Visualize what you want and feel, and really feel that in your heart. And no matter what other people are telling you, to practice putting faith in yourself and in what you want and in your goals. Playing in the NHL, playing college hockey, or having success in that game, and visualizing and feeling that in your body. Today, we're going to talk about number 3, which is gratitude. So it maybe sounds hokey or whatever, but how gratitude, being grateful, having appreciation coming from a thankful heart, adds and grows energy. So gratitude, similar to appreciation. If you look up and Google the word appreciate, one of the definitions is to raise in value. So if you're a player who shows up and raises the value of everything around you, you increase the value of things around you. Again, imagine a player, if you're from a coach's perspective, but even a teammate, imagine a player that shows up inspired, that shows up with faith and believing in themselves, that they can, even when bad things happen, that they can be great and they can achieve their goals. And then they show up appreciative of others, appreciative of what they have at their disposal, appreciative of what's around them. So knowing, right, this is very, it makes a lot of sense for this time right now, knowing what you have, no matter what's going on, how you appreciate those things around you. So for example, what do I appreciate about being quarantined right now? Okay, so I can't get on I can focus on what I don't have. I can't get on the ice. I can't, be with my teammates. I can't. Or what do you appreciate about it? I have more time on my hands. I have a stick handling area in my backyard. I have, the internet connection that I can look at YouTube videos. I have a coach that I can reach out to and ask for advice. What are all the things I appreciate, and focusing on that and raising the value of the things that you have at your disposal that you weren't maybe focused on or thinking about before, and raising the bell. So think about using that during this time especially, but bringing that attitude of gratitude and that appreciation to everything you do, especially when you're having a hard time. Let's say you're having a hard time with refs. You think that refs are missing calls or not being fair or whatever. Writing down everything you appreciate about having refs in the game. You're having a coach that maybe doesn't put you in the line that you want to think. What are all the things you appreciate about your coach? A teammate that you're having a hard time. What are all the things you appreciate about them? What are all the things you appreciate about hockey? Start there. What do you appreciate about hockey? What do you appreciate about your parents' support of your hockey, even if you're mad at them right now for something about your homework? What do you appreciate about your teammates? What do you appreciate about where you live, your team? What do you appreciate about your club? What do you writing all these things down, getting a habit of doing this stuff will change your mindset towards one of negativity and draining your energy and complain, blame, justification. It's other people's fault. It's not fair. I don't have this. I don't have that. Or I can't achieve my goals. If you show up with inspiration, faith, and gratitude, and use these things, it's not something you're just automatically always perfect in be things, but use these exercises that I'm talking about. Write down what inspires you. Why do you do what you do? Why did you start playing hockey? What inspires you? Write down your vision of what you want to be. And put in your dream of a hockey player, and don't worry about how big and grand it is. I want to be a Hall of Fame NHL player. Write it down, dream about it, visualize it, put this stuff down. And then for gratitude, write down, just start making a scratch list. Everything you appreciate about hockey, everything you appreciate about your club, everything you appreciate about your team, everything you appreciate about your teammates, everything you appreciate about your coach, everything you appreciate about the referees, the opponents, the other teams, whatever, and get in the practice of doing this. And then when you have moments where you're feeling down or feeling negative, use these exercises and come back to it. Because again, how you show up with your mindset, how you show up with the way that you are on your teammates and your coaches, and you show up to the game, and what kind of mood you're in as you come into those games or your practice sessions will determine a big amount of the outcomes, how well you do, and how much you learn. So those are the first 3 parts, guys. I'd love to hear questions and comments. I'd love to hear what you're grateful for with your hockey, what you appreciate. I'd love to hear if you share that with us. And I'll put some stuff out there in the Instagram world as well, since we haven't been able to go live. And I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great weekend, everyone.